YouTube, new family, what's going on? Daniel back for another video. I want to share something quickly as this day is ending. It's a Sunday. It's about 28 degrees in Toronto, Canada on October, which is crazy. It's unheard of. But want to share something quickly that I reflected on this morning. Like I said, it was a Sunday. For the past year, I've been waking up at 4:40, and I reflected on how much I was able to do by the time 10 a.m., 11 o'clock got around. I woke up, did cardio, 40, 50 minutes, weighted vest, 50 pounds, recorded some videos on stories for Instagram, then came back, read the Bible, reflected on some scriptures, went to the gym. After the gym, went to another gym, then I registered for on Tuesday, better facility. Then from then, came home, got ready, went to the farmer's market. Then from the farmer's market, I went to buy supplements. And by that time, it was 11 a.m. And I thought to myself, 2 years ago at 11 a.m., I was just going to bed in Argentina when I was escaping with my ex-girlfriend and using, drugs, DJs, events, and things to escape. I originally had been lust, and I had also transferred that over to just lust, even for her. It was someone that I met when I had recently broken up with my other ex-girlfriend, so my second one. I've only had 3 girlfriends. Yeah, 3 girlfriends officially in my life, and it was one that I had the best connection with, and I didn't realize that I was not over her. So I went to Argentina. This was a few months after, in December of 2022, to watch the World Cup. Ended up meeting my recent ex there, but at that point, I just went back to the person I was in terms of, meeting women online, hooking up with women as fast as possible, and not actually, healing myself within. But the video for a different day, but essentially I just, went along the saying the best way to get over someone is to get under somebody. So I just, went back to the way I was, the player I thought I was. But I want to make this video because, I want you to ask yourself, like I have, if I wasn't doing the things at that time that you may be doing now, where you're chasing women, lusting over women, going to clubs on weekends, going to bed late, not taking care of yourself, still going to after parties maybe like till 11 a.m. In US, Canada, it's usually normal to go to bed at 3, 4. In Argentina, it's much different. And, I was at that point, I'd met somebody, my ex-girlfriend, second one, that, I realized that I actually fell in love with. And instead of healing from that, I just decided to go back in lust and escape in that. And I realized that was my drug. And, everything was perfect because I'm here helping those now get out of it. But essentially, what I want to ask you watching, as you watch this on Sunday, as you're probably rolling out of bed or just getting your day started, and it's already the evening, for me. But I want you to ask yourself, if you remove all the things right now that you are lusting over, the women, the lifestyle, the whole thing that you're searching for in that, who is the person you'd be? What are the things you'd be able to do? And don't think about it. Thinking is this, the devil's going to create more scenarios and things in your head. And if you're an ego, you might not be able to even think about it. But I want you to just reflect on it for a second. If you didn't go out for the rest of your life to clubs, if you didn't for the rest of your life take drugs, if you didn't for the rest of your life drink alcohol, if you didn't for the rest of your life be on dating apps chasing women, if you want the rest of your life on Instagram DMing women, instead, who you be able to become, who you can develop, make yourself into to attract the things you want, who you can help with the gifts you have. You have gifts that you're not able to tap into because you're simply lost in lust and chasing and thinking that that is the way and the answer to this story you've made in your head. It's all coming from a story. Thinking, you allow yourself to think, which created, ego, and this ego is convincing you of this feeling you're going to get of these women, these things you're chasing on the weekend, and you're putting all your time into, energy into, and finances into. And everyone has the path that they have to go on, but you're watching this video, your conscious told you to click on this video for a reason, and that's God, because he's the one that controls all conscience. But he made you click on this video because he sees something bigger for you, and he knows that you have a path set out for him that's much bigger than what you're doing now, which is falling to your flesh desires, literally letting one of the smallest parts of your body dictate the rest, the hours, weeks, the past hours, weeks, or months, or years you've been in, the game, or, in lust, and you're thinking it's normal because society tells you that, because society wants you to give power away to women. Why would society want you to have power within you so you can, do whatever you'd like? If you don't realize that society is not here to help you, but actually lower your frequency, then you still have a lot to work on, but we can connect and I can help you with that. But when you realize that the only one that actually is looking out for you and best interest is in your heart is God, that's when actually the game changes. And when I've been able to find him, especially the past 6 months working with my coach, I've hit a different level. I was just mental, physical, like you are right now. You're mostly physical because you're just letting your flesh desires dictate what you do. But once you get past that to the spiritual and realize that's where everything comes from, and all the battles that you're having right now of DMing girls or OnlyFans, you want to register OnlyFans, you're on dating apps, you have these urges, that's all spiritual. That's all the devil using your flesh against you and making you chase things that are not real and feelings that are not real, like I mentioned. But I was there, and like I said, 2 years ago, only 2 years ago, a very short amount of time, at 11 a.m., I was going to bed when by 11 a.m. I had basically gone ahead of myself for that weekend. Because that weekend I was just chasing girls. I was just, Friday came along, club, wake, till 3 a.m., wake up, kind of do a little gym here and there, eat, club again at, 10. And then you wake up, same thing, eat a little bit, don't take care of your body. And then Sunday comes around, you can even go again. I used to do 5 days a week. So Monday, Tuesday, off, still DMing girls, stuff like that. But then the rest of the week I'm in clubs or out, and I've pushed it to levels that most would understand. And that is why I realized that and content and know that there's no truth in that lifestyle. And that is why I make these videos to help those get out of that, coach men to get out of that, because that is the biggest devil you will have in your life. And if you don't know how to fight it or beat that devil, which is going to come daily, all the battles you're going to have are daily and spiritual. If you don't know where those battles are taking place, which is not in your mind, above, then you'll never be able to get out of that. So I want you to ask yourself, once again, if I stop doing this, who can I become? And who does God know I can be? Start putting someone in the picture other than your ego and yourself and your dick, and realize that you're meant for something bigger. And it's only when you start to put your focus above and not get lost in this world that you can actually have a chance of doing that. And that is why you have to start to ask that question, so you can get away from the physical to the mental and start ascending past these low level flesh desires. Because think about how sad it would be if after this video you still continued and let, like I said, one of the smallest parts of your body is dictate the rest of your life and decisions you make, and the power you give the power you give away to these women that you don't know for the most part, and are putting all this energy to sleep with, and think that it's going to give you a feeling so you can brag to your boys, and then your boys are giving the same thing, and you're always just revolving your life around women and just wasting all this valuable energy and purpose you have towards something big you can do. I want to help you see that you have skills, you have gifts, you have something that God has put you here with, uniquely yours. And if you think about the chance of you being born, it's 1 in 400 trillion. On top of that, you having all your basic 5 senses, being able to walk, run, use your friend downstairs, and all these things, you realize that you actually, you being around and having all these things is already a lottery. So you're throwing that away each night, each hour, each month, that you're just consuming this lifestyle is simply a waste, and God oversees everything. We live, if you don't believe it or not, on a flat earth, and He is above in the heavens watching, and that is why it's designed this way, because He, gave you everything you walk on to fulfill the gift and the purpose He gave you to help others and, be of service and also grow into who you're supposed to be. Like I said, you have a specific life already written for you as long as you're aligned and connected. And I make these videos so I can help you guys get there. And because I've been in that place where you are right now, to the lowest point, and got out, and now I live a life I'm proud of. I admire myself. I trust myself. I believe in myself. And I know I can help others get to this place and not need vices or feelings or these fake stories to tell you, or convince you otherwise. So once you, like I said, question, now it's a Sunday, you have some time to reflect, and you don't have to keep escaping your reality. You can question yourself and ask yourself, if I keep doing this, where will I go? If I stop doing this, who can I be? And you'll come to some pretty surprising answers. And this video came across your life, and your conscience told you to click it for a reason. So if you want to connect, I'm on Instagram. Like I said, I post stories like I did in the morning, reflections, wisdom, lifestyle habits, things that you can begin to add or remove from your life, mostly remove, so you can become the person you're supposed to be. And like I said, we can connect on Instagram. I do one-on-one coaching, help guys get out of lust, remove it from their life permanently. Like I said, I didn't mention this, but I don't have any thoughts of the things I've mentioned, masturbation, porn. I'm going on, I would say, almost half a year now of, no porn, masturbation. Ever since I started working with my coach now, we got to the next level. And, dating apps are removed as well. Dating apps, all these things that are just consuming your energy for no reason. And, it's not saying that you're never going to have women in your life again, but it's doing it in a place where you become a person that attracts the right people, as opposed to giving your energy away to anything and hoping whatever sticks, is right for you. That's the wrong way of doing it, and essentially giving your power away to everything and not actually having trust and belief in yourself. So if you connect with the video, like I said, we can connect on Instagram. If you guys like the video as well, give it a like, but mostly comment below what the best Sunday you've had looks like in this lifestyle, and the best Sunday you've had when you were in this lifestyle, and compare the two and see if you stack those on top of each other, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, who you can be. It's crazy. Like I said, I did this on a Sunday, and I've been doing this every Sunday for the past year. So you can stack it and get to levels, and you just gotta have your old self crazy fast. And I want to help you guys get there. So like I said, comment below, find me on Instagram, able to speak there. Subscribe if you guys like the content. I'll be posting more stuff every day, showing you guys the way, the art of living truly without no vices, without no lust, without women revolving or making decisions around everything in your life. And that's how you truly grow. So God bless. Until next time, as always, keep killing it.